Hello everybody and welcome to Operation Xbox. I have decided to document my journey on YouTube. So basically, end of last year or so, I'd say, I started thinking about collecting for the Xbox 360 after the marketplace closed, obviously. Now the reason I chose the 360 was because growing up I was essentially PlayStation, and I've got quite a few PlayStation 2 games. You can see there I've got some there behind, there's some behind that Operation Xbox logo there, some there, and there's some there as well. Yeah, the problem with that is that was sort of like my early teens, the PlayStation 2, and I kept the games, but I then sort of moved on to the Xbox 360 from the PlayStation 2, and I don't really know why. I remember going around one of my friends' houses playing Test Drive Unlimited, it was, and I was hooked straight away. So I had the PlayStation, he had the Xbox 360, and just started playing on the 360, and then I never sort of really went back to the PlayStation 2. I've still got a PlayStation 2 down there, but I stopped playing it. I never owned an Xbox 360 until a few years after that, to be fair. But I thought, that was a good time in my life, and I feel like there's a lot of their games hold quite a bit of nostalgia for me. So I thought, let's go for the collection, the PAL collection on the Xbox 360. So I've seen a few videos of people doing this fairly recently, and some of the videos are quite lengthy. They're like, oh, look at my collection. Now I'm quite early on in my collection. I know there's about 1,200 Xbox games, 360 games in the PAL collection, and I'm just over 300. I only really started collecting for it last year, at the end of last year. And the way I tend to pick games up is through CEX. Obviously, that's one of the only ways you can do it now. Unlike back in the day when you used to be able to get them from lots of retailers, now there's very few that sell games or physical copies of games because most of them have gone digital. But yeah, so CEX is one of the main ways, but they can be quite pricey sometimes. So what I've learned since I've been doing this is there's different ways of doing it. So CX is the obvious, and probably one of the most expensive. A good way of starting off this way is another thing that I've started doing is buying bundles on Facebook Marketplace. Vinted occasionally do bundles, but they tend to split them up into individual games these days, so they've got onto it a bit more. So yeah, Facebook Marketplace is usually the best place to start, in my opinion, because you can if you buy a couple of bundles, you'll end up getting some games that you've already got, and you can take them into CEX, and you can switch them up for credit, which gives you a bit more than you'd get in cash, and you can just trade that straight in, and that credit straight in, and get a new game that you like, which I've done a couple of times now. One of the games that I got was most recently was the Deadpool game, and I didn't pay a penny for that. I picked it up. It's a £30 game, and I picked it up for trading in, I don't know, 5 or 6 games. There was a couple of half decent ones in there. There was Batman Arkham Origins, which is roughly around 10 to 12 pound. Blur, which is a £10 game. So there's a couple of decent sized games in there, but I already had them, so it was quite simple for me to just go, right, well, we'll get rid of them. Obviously you've got to be careful with CEX as well, because a lot of games they'll buy off you for a penny. Do you know what I mean? And if you've got loads of games and you just want them out, then fair enough. But I tend to find any games that CEX sell for around £1, you're going to get a penny to 10p a game, and you're probably better off opening up a vintage store, which is what I've done, and selling them off for £1 each. You're getting the same as what CEX are selling them for. I think a good thing about it as well is if you've got quite a few spares, you can sell them in bundles. So like you can say like if you buy 5 games from my store, you get 15% off or whatever. So that's a good way. So you're not quite getting the £1 per game, but you're not getting ripped off at a penny a game or 10p a game, which is, for me, ridiculous. I'd rather have 5 of the same game than sell it for a penny each. I think, you know, all games are worth more than a penny. There's not a game anywhere ever that's worth less than £1 really. And I know it depends on how many I've made and things like that. And I've got quite a few games that have been really, really cheap games, but the amount of entertainment you get from those cheap games, it just seems pointless selling them for a penny. Do you know what I mean? Most people will buy that game for more than CEX will. So, you know, it's always worth doing it that way. But CEX is one way, Vinted is another way. But Facebook Marketplace as a starting point, picking up, you know, maybe a bundle of 30 games, that's going to be a good starting point. And that's pretty much where I started mine. And my first one I've got, because I've got a few Xbox 360 S's now. That's my favourite Xbox 360. I think I've got 4 or 5. One of them gave up on me recently, but I went out and bought a screwdriver pack. So I'm going to try and figure out how to fix it myself, and hopefully now I've got one to play around with, I can learn a bit more about it and I'll fix any that go wrong in future. So yeah, the Xbox Series S. I have got an Xbox Series X as well, by the way, but the Xbox 360S is my favourite model. I've got an old fat style Gears of War one there, but my point is, I digress. My point is I bought a bundle off the Facebook marketplace from quite close to me, and it was quite a good one because I think I paid £45 for the Xbox and about 10 games, and one of those games was a quite a pricey one, Knight's Contract. So I thought, well, I'm paying 40 quid for a whole bundle. Knight's Contract in CX is about 40 quid on its own, so you're not going to find them all the time. You're going to find them here and there and thereabouts, but the majority of them you're going to be picking up like 15 FIFAs and 25 Assassin's Creeds and ridiculous games. But that's because people are trying to make a little bit more money than CX are going to give them for FIFAs. Like FIFAs are the prime example of games that are a penny. I'm not a massive FIFA fan. I'm not, but I've got them all. Well, I've got most of them, I think, now. Apart from 19, which is quite an expensive one on 360. I've got most of the FIFAs, but I probably won't play them unless my mates come round. But even even if your mates come round and you have a little blast on FIFA 10 or something, it's worth more than a penny. So keep the game or sell it on Vinted or something like that. Anyway, that's a bit of my backstory, and that's where I'm at now. So I've got my collection, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into alphabetical order. So one video will be A's, the next video will be B's, C's, D's, and so on. Some might be a bit longer than others due to the amount of games I've got in that category. A's are quite short at the minute. I've got a few of them here. There's not too many of them. If I've played them, I will talk a little bit about them. Maybe I'll mention what I thought about them. If they're backwards compatible, I will tell you. So in future, that's one of the reasons I've got the Series X as well, because most of the backwards compatible games I'll play on the Series X as well instead. Just because then I can, I don't know. I actually don't know why I do it, but give my 360 a rest. We'll just call it that. So we've got the Series X down there that I can play. There's quite a few 360 games that are backwards compatible at the minute. In fact, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games here that are backwards compatible out of the ones I'm just about to go through. So without further ado, I'm going to go through these games in alphabetical order. Obviously, there's still loads I haven't got, so there's going to be A's in the future as well. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I might do some videos on the most expensive games I own. I might do some videos on my favourite 360 games that I've played. But there is a lot of games that I'm planning to play that I haven't played. And it's a lifelong project now. I'm just going to try. My ideal Operation Xbox is all about collecting all these games and completing them. I'm not going to 100% them. I'm just gonna play them and complete them. If they're FIFAs and things like that, I might do the career modes. You got your Just Dances and stuff like that. I'm not going to play them. But story-driven singular games, even Call of Duty games with campaign, I'll play the campaigns. So I'll play as much as I can. I'll complete any sort of game that I can. At the minute, I'm playing through this one, which is it's a hard play, to be fair. It's I was interested in it when I see it, and it's a point and click game really, and it's not the easiest to get into. So I'm trying to play through them. There might be some that I just go, do you know what, I'm not going to play through. I will tell you them games there, and then I'll explain to you my reasoning for it, and you will know, whether you want to nip out and get it. Some people love point and click games, so it's perfect for those. But for me, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm trying to push myself to play it. I might try and get it finished today, and then I think that's 11 or 12 games I've completed from the 360 catalogue this year, which isn't too bad. I work, I coach as well, a football team, so there's not a lot of time in my life. I've got 2 kids and I've got a wife, so there's not a lot of time in my life. But I try and play for them, and I really enjoy playing the computer. So it's my thing that I do to chill myself out a little bit. Right, so let's get going. So my first game I've got is Ace Combat 6. Fires of Liberation. I haven't played this one yet. It's an aeroplane game which I'm not that clued up on. I'm not really that into aeroplanes or really war games. I mean, I played a few war games, Call of Duties and that, and I prefer the campaigns to the online. I don't really play online games. But this one is complete in box with manual. So that's good. These green stickers I put on myself. You might see games with green stickers on. That's an indicator in my collection that it's a backwards compatible game. So I can play that one on my Series X as well. So occasionally, like I said, I will play them on my CX. So Ace Combat, it's a shoot 'em up aeroplane game. If it's your thing, then why not? The next one I've got is Ace Combat again, but this one is Assault Horizon Limited Edition. Now I've not played this, and I don't really know what's in here because I picked it up from I don't know if it was Vinted or Marketplace. Oh, we've got a it comes in a nice little sleeve. It's a limited edition version, so you won't get that all the time. And I've got a pilot's instructions manual with it. Looks alright. It seems to just be like a notebook, so nothing in it really. Nothing really in it. It's just a notebook, I think. There's the case. Make metal bleed. So again, this will be the same thing. This will be one of those where it's shooting from the sky. I've not really played that many games like this, to be honest. I choose not to. I might play it and really enjoy it. I might give it a go after Sherlock Holmes. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, this one comes with the special edition. Comes with the game soundtrack as well. Not sure what the game soundtrack's like, and it comes with your manual and complete in box. So, that's not a bad little find. And I think that was only cheap as well. I got that in a bundle. If you can get them in a bundle, always the best way to get them. I need to put that back in the box, don't I? Took it out of the box, so it goes back in the box. Yeah, it's always better to get a bundle, and a lot of the time you can make your money back in a bundle, because whatever you spend on it, or you can make some of your money back. So for instance, that bundle I was talking about earlier, my first big bundle, I could have sold Knight's Contract and I would have got all the other games and the console for free, so it's worth it if you can do it. The next one is Adventure Time. So Adventure Time, I've never really seen this show. I've always thought it's quite, I don't know if it's for kids or if it's like a Rick and Morty, Family Guy sort of thing, like an adult's cartoon. It always strikes me as sort of in between, because it does have like a cult following of teenagers. But when I was a teenager, I watched things like Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy and stuff like that. So I don't know if it is a little bit, you know, tooth and nail. Is that what you say? A bit close to the knuckle. It's a Cartoon Network series, so maybe it is just a kids one. Complete in box with manual. I'll always try and get my games with manuals since I've been collecting them, just because I think makes them look a bit more complete, doesn't it? Some games, like I said, if you get them off Vintage or especially CEX, a lot of people just take the manuals out or lose them. I don't know what they do with them, but a lot of the games don't come. I will often find a game that I think, oh well, I need that in CEX, and I can't use it because it's either the case is rubbish or there's no manual in it. And if I can, I will always try and pick one up with a manual. I know some games, later Xbox 360 games, didn't come with a manual, but I'll try and look that up before I purchase it. The next one we've got is another Adventure Time game, Secret of the Nameless Kingdom. Again, it looks very, very childy, but I remember when I was younger and I thought South Park looked like a kids program. I was like, why is everyone walking around with South Park t-shirts on? And it just looks like rubbish graphics and everything. I just didn't think it was that good. And then I started watching it, and actually, it's not a children's program, but it is quite good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll watch an episode of Adventure Time at some point and find out what it's all about. I will play these games because I do like games that are based on series. You know, like I've just recently played through the Family Guy Return to the Multiverse, which I really enjoyed. I played Brave, which is obviously from the Disney film, which I really enjoyed. So I do usually enjoy them sort of games. Next up, we've got The Adventure of Tintin, The Secret of the Unicorn. This one I got off Vinted, and it's complete with manual, which is awesome. Not backwards compatible. I forgot to mention this one is backwards compatible. Adventure Time, Secret of the Nameless Kingdom. The first one wasn't, and Tintin isn't backwards compatible either. But I do quite like. I remember liking Tintin when I was younger. I didn't really. I say that this is 20 years old, so it's not like they're still making Tintin. But Tintin was about before I was born, so I don't know what to think of that one, but hopefully it's half decent. This next one is something I've wanted to play for quite a while, Alan Wake. I know the new one's come out and I haven't played it. You can tell it's from CX because of all the mucky sticker marks. I'll get something to get rid of all that. This is backwards compatible, so it can be played on the Series X. I'm a big fan of psychological horrors, or like Resident Evil's my jam. I love Resident Evil, Silent Hill, all that sort of stuff. So this is supposed to be quite similar to that. I've never really played it, but it is supposed to be really good, so I will get around to that. When the wife of best-selling writer Alan Wake disappears on a vacation, his search turns up pages from a thriller. Okay, well, we'll have to see what that's about. So yeah, that's my Alan Wake copy. Needs a bit of a clean, and it is backwards compatible. Sorry, I say so much. And again, I'm going to try and cut that out throughout this series. Hopefully I'll get less in each time. Aliens Colonial Marines Extermination Edition. I don't know what this is compared to the standard edition. This is not backwards compatible. You can play campaign or competitive, so I'm guessing you can play online as well, although you won't be able to anymore because I don't think you play online games on the Xbox 360 anymore. Complete in box with manual, so that's good. I did get this one from CEX, I remember, and it was quite cheap. I think it was about £1, maybe £1.50, and I liked it. I remember liking it because it's got like a shiny bit. I don't know if you can see it on there, but it is almost chromy design on it. So that's what you get for the extra edition. There's no posters or box or anything else of it, so I don't know whether it comes with DLC. Oh, it's a game exclusive. Gear upgrade boost, sword off double barrel shotgun. I imagine you wouldn't be able to get any of them anymore. Limited edition content, 4 movie Marines, Ripley flamethrower, and additional Marine customization. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get them now with the marketplace gone, but they'll have the campaign, so that's good. Well worth £1.50, 100 pennies and 50 pence. 150 pennies. Why not just say that? Next one is Alone in the Dark. This is again another one that's supposed to be quite good. Similar to Alan Wake, it's meant to be a bit of a horror sort of thriller sort of game, and it's got 4 out of 5 from Maxim and FHM, which were your big lad mags back in the day. That's quite a good shout. I mean, if they're giving you ratings, you know that's going to sell. But by all accounts, it is a good game, and it will definitely be getting played at some point. Complete in box. The manual's a little bit damaged, but I can live with that and maybe pick another one up to make it a bit more tidy. But apart from that, it's pretty good. Not backwards compatible, that one. Next one is Army of Two. Never played it. 2-man combat. It seems like a game where you're controlling more than one character at a time. I struggle with some of these sometimes. I'll give it a go, definitely. But it might be good. And I know there's a second one of this as well, or is it like just another edition of Army of Two? I haven't played it, but it's a dead cheap one you can get from CX. I think this is about £1. Backwards compatible as well, so you can play it on your Series X if you got it. For £1, you can't go wrong, can you? If you don't like it, it's £1. Do you know what I mean? You've not wasted your money. And then we've got the long catalogue of Assassin's Creed. That's all we've got now in the A section. So all of these games are backwards compatible. The Assassin's Creed series are backwards compatible. I think I've got them all. There is one called Liberation, but I don't think you can get that anymore. I think it was a kind of DLC or something. I don't know. I've never really been a massive Assassin's Creed fan, but then I've never really delved into it. I spent most of my childhood playing Resident Evil and Silent Hill and all that, so I never really played these. I know they've got, you know, their Xbox. They were big on the Xbox. I know they were very popular. So I don't know why I never really give them a chance, but sorry, the sun's right in my eyes and my eyes are really watering. I do apologise if I'm squinting or anything. So Assassin's Creed, the first one. This one is based in Jerusalem, 1191 AD, in the Third Crusade. So it'll be the what are they called? The Templars, the Knights Templars. And that's another thing. It's very history based, and I love my history. I mean, you can probably see down here some of them. I've got the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. I've got me books about history. That's all history down there. I love history. So I don't really know why I've never really played them. I think because they're long, but I will get through. them. I think I've got them all for the Xbox now, 360. So I'll go through them. So that's Assassin's Creed 1. That's the original one, complete in box. Good stuff. Assassin's Creed 2. This one is set in Rome. Leonardo da Vinci. I I live by the creed, I will seek vengeance upon those who have betrayed my family, only to uncover a conspiracy bigger than I could have imagined. I am Ezio Auditor de Firenze. I am an assassin. I reckon I nailed that name, by the way. So yeah, and it looks like they've got some of Leonardo da Vinci's gadgets in it as well, which looks quite good. I don't know. Again, I don't know why I never really played it. This one I don't have the manual to. I will have to pick that up. But it is, like I said, backwards compatible. Assassin's Creed 3. Where are we based in Assassin's Creed 3? Warships. It doesn't really say where it's based. Rise out of the embers of his burning village. Master Assassin Connor will rise. His fight for freedom and justice will be forged in the flames of revolution. Maybe the French Revolution? Maybe it looks maybe like the French Revolution. So again, you know, it's... Or the American Revolution. I don't know. I'm not sure what flag that is. It kind of looks like the American flag, but with the Europe. Can't find my bearings with the European stars. So, yeah, some sort of revolution. So it might be good. This one is complete in box and backwards compatible, as mentioned before. Next one, Pirates, by the looks of it. Black Flag. In the age of piracy. To be fair, it is making me want to play them. I usually just get them and they go on my shelves behind me, and then I stop looking at them. But I will. Like I said, the aim is to go through all the games anyway, so I will eventually get to them. But I don't. You know, I'm looking at these and thinking they're quite good, but then I've got so many games to get through. This is a 2-disc game as well, and yeah, backwards compatible. Brotherhood. I believe Brotherhood and Revelations are played between 3 and 4. From what I was looking when I was trying to figure out whether I could get hold of Liberation. Brotherhood and Revelations are supposedly between 3 and 4, I think. So between 3 and Black Flag. This one looks like it's set in Rome as well, so that makes sense, doesn't it? I did say, is it the first or the second? Maybe it's 2 and 3. Maybe it's 2 and 3, not 3 and 4, because this one seems to be set in Rome as well. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it won't be conquered by a lone assassin. It's Ezio Auditor de Firenze again, and this is his Brotherhood. The next one is Assassin's Creed Rogue. I'm not sure why I haven't got Revelations next, but I've picked Rogue up, so I'm doing Rogue first. This one, again, there seems to be a lot of boats on the back. North America. You were once an assassin. You once were an assassin. You are now a fearless Templar. As you hunt down your former brothers, your actions will forever change the fate of the Assassin Brotherhood. So another one. A lot of Assassin's Creed games, and I believe they're quite long as well. A bit. What's the word? We have to do lots and lots of grindy. Yeah. So Rogue, backwards compatible, and finally we've got Revelations. I haven't even looked at what ones. I don't think I've got. Yep, that's complete in box. Forgot to say if it's complete in box. Is Brotherhood complete in box? Brotherhood is also complete in box. I'm still new to this. Bear with me, guys. Right, the next one is Revelations. Again, this one comes between 2 and 3, I think. Constantinople. So is that Turkey? I think that's Turkey, isn't it? Constantinople. So 2 Assassins, 1 Destiny, Constantinople, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Again, backwards compatible and complete in box. So that's all of my A's for my A to Z collection. I know I've rambled on a little bit in this video, but I just want to give you a bit of a background about me and what I'm doing, what my aims are, and my A's. So hopefully the B, now you all know what I'm doing, the B's will pretty much just be straight into it, you know, maybe a little bit of chatter, but straight into it, and we'll see where that takes us. So, or C, where that takes us, because it'll take us to C, won't it? Because it's B, then C. Sorry, dad joke. It's natural, I'm 41. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope it hasn't been too monotonous, and I hope that you join me again for my second video, which will be uploaded sometime soon. Like I said, I'm very busy, so I'm not having it like, you know, oh, I'll do one on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday. I can't do that anymore. But I'll get them up when I can, and hopefully you enjoy it. If there's anything you want to see or any questions you want to ask, I'll do my best to ask them. Put them down in the comments. Apart from that, the usual squealing about you know, subscribing and liking, that'd be great if you could. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Take me home.